the speaker that we're hearing today has, besides our founders, the highest title of everybody in all of Sorensen. Has a huge team of partners and customers in his business that it's going so fast. I don't even know, Peter, how many people are in your team anymore. So you'll have to even tell me. But he's our guest speaker today, and we're so grateful. He's also here in Europe and has taken the time to come on. So hello to you, Peter. Did you unmute him here?
It won't let me unmute him. I keep pushing it. I think you just did.
And then he'll.
I'm making fun with Kevin.
Oh. You're teasing him. Well, we can't, Peter. You'll have to turn on your.
Yeah, just a sec. I'll just find one number here. Okay, super.
Fantastic.
I am ready.
So, Peter, there he is. We can finally see you. Peter,
hi.
Business from the start. We just went through and talked about all of what you can make as income. And actually, the U.S. has a different comp plan. So it's kind of crazy where it's going right now. And I'm grateful that you came on, but you've been with it from the start, and you're still saying this is the time to be working the hardest.
Okay, I still say that. I love Carla. She is my teacher. She tells me what to say. It's perfect.
Okay. You say what you want to say, my dear.
Okay, thank you, Carla. I'm here, escaped to my boat. So it's very nice weather, and the sun has been out all day, and we have enjoyed the spring coming here in Denmark. We even had 10 degrees. What is that in Fahrenheit?
About 50 some degrees, 55.
Okay. Yeah. Now, nice to see all of you guys. And I didn't hear the beginning of the call, but just to give you a number, not all of you were in Sorensen in 2008, and what was really incredible about 2008 was that the whole world had a breakdown, and that was where we really saw how strong Sorensen is. And so if you are not in Sorensen in 2008, you're maybe a little bit scared what will happen. But I can guarantee you, and all of us who have been in that many years know exactly at that point how strong Sorensen was. And if you haven't seen the stock market the last days, I think it has grown 20 or 30% the last couple of days, and that's because the latest number came out from Sorensen, and they were actually very, very beautiful and very, very good growth. And we cannot even show the real numbers because we changed from another way of doing the accounting, because we are going to a bigger list at some point. When we reach 1 billion Swedish in turnover, we have to go to another list. So we're actually not using the same accounting as we had last year at the same time. If we had the same accounting, we will show much better numbers than the one we just showed here for March. And it's because the new way of doing the accounting says that we have to deliver the goods before we can count them in for the month. And since we are, because of the situation all over the world, we are delayed 4 to 5 days, then there is a lot of turnover we couldn't count in because it was not delivered. So I think April will be extremely good because you also get in hopefully a lot of orders from March, and really seeing how strong the leadership is in Sorensen, it makes me really proud. They were very, very proactive, stocking up. We have more than 6 months of stock with the turnover we have right now. They were buying in ingredients here in Europe, they opened a third warehouse, so we can be more safe in delivering goods. And a lot of good things are happening all over. And of course, it's very easy to get focused on what's going on in the world, and it's very easy to get into a bubble in that. If you look at the news all day long, that will be what you look at, and that will affect your body and your system and your mind and how you feel and how scared you will be. But I mean that there will be normal days, and I don't know if it take 3 months or half a year, or maybe it will take a year and a half. That the world will be normal again, and I think it's very important that some people continue to do what they have to do, and build business, build people's immune system, because we for sure need. There will be a lot of bills to be paid in the whole world, so we need somebody to make a good business, and we need somebody to make a profit and can pay some tax and stuff like that. So we really need some people who will step up and take action, and I really feel that we can do that with Sorensen. What we saw in March was that the recruiting is a little bit down. And we also saw that there was quite a bit less tests being done. So I think we have two important tasks. Now I heard Carlos explaining about the campaigns. I mean, it would never be possible for a new partner to go on the director trip if they just started. They had to make 200 customers, or they had to be director. That's the only two options you have as a new partner. With the campaign we have here for April, basically everybody can start in April and actually qualify by doing the points if they go for all the full campaign here and get all the points out of April month. So that's extremely rare, and I can promise you Sorensen are not making any money in April and March. No, April and May. Because I mean, there's put so much money into all the campaigns we are running, and I mean that's why you should just take it all, take as much as possible, and build your business at the same time. So what I personally have done on recruiting is that actually I've been gone the first 3 months of the year, more or less out traveling all the time. So it has been a little bit tough for me to do my personal recruits, because it's sometimes tough to follow up when you are home 1 week every month, and that's why I have saved my recruiting for now. And my plan is very, very simple, because there's 3 levels on the recruitment campaign. I think the top level is 45 partners, which is a lot. Depending on what perspective you look at it. My old company I worked with 4.5 years before I started with Sorensen, I recruited 10 to 15 people every month, every month, all year round. So that was the habit I had at that company. So I mean, if I had that habit still, it would be very easy for me to go for the 45 recruits, because that will just be 3 to 4 months, and then I would be done. So we don't recruit that much in Sorensen. We also are very customer focused, and we also spend a lot of time making sure that all our partners getting the customers and building stable businesses. Actually, our businesses are so stable that we more or less can't get rid of the customers when we have built up the customer base. My personal customer base is at this moment, it's 97,998. So it will very soon be 100,000.
One more time, Peter. How many people are in your team?
97,998 right now at this second.
You almost have
so
people in your team, customers and partners.
Pardon?
That's absolutely crazy, Peter. Wow.
Right now it sounds probably pretty good, but in 3-5 years it will be ridiculous low. So so I mean it's just a matter of perspective. I still remember when I went for my 7,000 customers in my team, and I put up posters everywhere. I mean, I had posters. I had a background on my phone. I have a screensaver on my phone with 7,000. I have a poster back on the back of the phone. I have posters in the ceiling. When I woke up in the morning, I looked up at 7,000. I just bought a brand new car at that point. I put on a poster on the steering wheel. I had posters on my screensaver on my computer. I have posters on my computer. I have posters with 7,000 on my fridge. I mean, it's, and that's I want to talk a little bit also about it. It's like, what are we doing right now? Are we seeing all the news every 30 minutes and updating us on now how many is dead and so on? I mean, are we really focusing on what we also could do? So I totally accept that we check out the news once a day. Of course, we have to do that, and we also have to check our security and follow the regulations and the rules and what the government say we should do, and we should protect, and we should use Zoom and not spread the diseases. But I mean, we don't need news more than once a day. I mean, if something more important comes out, you need to I'm sure you will get to know it anyway. Somebody will call you, or a neighbor will knock on your door. You have to leave your house or something else if you have to do something dramatic. I mean, so we don't need to spend that time, and a lot of people right now time and a lot of people maybe don't have a job right now. So with the campaigns we have right now, it's extremely what you can do as a fast start, and I think we will see in this next 2 to 3 months. I think we will see a lot of people going full time very, very quickly and much faster than we have ever seen before in this Encino period. So my recruitment plan for now is actually, and I made it yesterday. That's very, very clear to me, and that's I have a guy I talk with once in a while, and I promised him to call him every Friday and tell him that I did what I'm telling you I would do. So I want to go for 15 recruits, and I think everybody who wants a title higher than executive and want a business that can be a full-time business or maybe a bigger business at some point, all of you at least go for 15 new recruits a year, absolutely a minimum. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm building my sixth leg. So I'm putting 15 people into that sixth leg, and it's a very simple plan, because I would call 15 new people on my list every week, and it sounds like a lot, but it's actually pretty easy, because I take 3 days where I call 5 people. And then every week I will continue to throw in 15 new people into the pipeline. And when I talk about putting people into the pipeline, it's extremely by the book for me. I mean, I know if I have to have this to get this to work, I need to follow the system exactly as it's supposed to be followed. So that's what I would do, and that's what I do. And I will continue to put in 15 new until I have the 15 new partners. So I don't know if it will take 4 weeks, or it will take 3 weeks, or it will take 6 weeks. And one of the reasons I don't know if it will take, because normally I would have 1 out of 3, but I still need to be better at closing on Zoom when we don't meet in the real life. And I think a lot of us need to train how to close better when we are online, to be more powerful, to get the contract when we are online. And we also need to be more effective helping the customers on Zoom to take the test. So we make sure they take the test and send it to the lab and help them get the stamp. I don't know if you have that but in Denmark you can make your own stamp on a website, and you just write some numbers on the envelope, and then you can send it to the to the lab or to the headquarter in US, so they send it to the lab. So figure out some way that you make it easy for the customer, even though you're not there, and make sure that they take the test, because we don't want to go down in test numbers, because we know that will hurt the business later on. So we need to keep up the test that we help new prospects and partner new customers to take all the time. So we need to be very, very sharp on that. And then we need to be very sharp on the recruiting. And this month is the making or breaking month on Ensino, and that's how many people are going out and recruiting. And we also got the new, are you calling the health protocol kit, or are you calling it something else, Carla?
Health protocol kit.
Yeah. The middle, what do it take? $500 or something like that? $450 or $500 for $500. Yeah. So we even made a cheaper kit if people are scared of spending their money right now. I mean, most people have more money because they don't spend any money. They stay at home and they save a lot of money on junk food and a lot of other stuff. So most people actually at the moment have more money than they used to have because they don't spend it. They don't go to restaurants. They don't go to cafes, and we have a better income. But I mean, I respect with people if people want to save a little at this time and maybe don't want to go for the ultimate kit. But right now we have some campaigns also on the ultimate kit, so maybe they should choose that anyway. But we really need to close, and we need to bring in the team, and we need to not just being you, connect with. It's so easy to connect with other people for the team, and that will be so much more powerful with your new people, that they meet somebody else from the team right away from the beginning, and they can see that you're also using the team for help, and that's easier for them also to do that because you do exactly the same. So 5 people, three times a day, 3 times a week. That'll be 15 prospects. And the way I do it, it's always the same. I don't chat on Messenger. I don't send a text. I don't chat on WhatsApp. I don't send a funny video. What I do is I take the phone. This is a phone. And I hold it like this, and I call the person. And I say, hi, how are you doing? When do you have 20 minutes for me? Should we do it right away, or is it better tonight or tomorrow? And then I get a time where they have 20 minutes for me. And I say, of course, I don't want to meet you in person. That will not be responsible right now. So it has never been easier to book an online meeting because everybody understands. Of course, we can't meet in real life. That will be it will not be responsible. So of course, we meet on Zoom. So I put in a time and a date, and if I can't get a time and a date, I don't even tell them about Ensino or business or customer or anything. I don't tell anything. So I go for time and place. Right now the place is Zoom. And the second I have that, I will say either that I have a project I want to run through. I don't know if it's something we could do together, but I'm excited to show you. And there's some graph and stuff I need to show. So I hope you respect when we talk later tonight. And if it's customers, of course, we can talk about balance and food test and like it says in Express Start, but use the terms and use the words. And as Randy Gates always have said, don't tell anything before you can tell it all. So if you call and talk and we have this business and we're actually doing very well and we can boost your immune system and it's so exciting, it's really something for you. When do you have time to talk? Ooh, I'm so busy. And you know that's a lie right now because everybody is sitting at home and they should, all of them, eat 10 Vivas a day because they're getting crazy about the kids and the family and the dog. Even the dog makes them mad. So, I mean, we should pump them up with Viva. So we have so many we have so many products everybody should use right now. And I mean, US, it's even though you have the best insurance you can buy for money, you will still lose so much and it's so expensive. And we have the cheapest life insurance that you can buy for money. You can't get cheaper health for your money that you can by getting in balance and getting the extent and getting the health protocol kit. And right now, all of us need the Viva, so we don't kill the family or the dog or something else. I mean, we need to be happy. We need to get our sleep. We need not to be stressed out by all the crazy news we see all the time. So we for sure need a lot of Vivas also on top of whatever we do. So have a recruitment plan, be very tough on the test. So we make sure that we still send in tons of tests, because that's the drive of our business. And then of course, since now most people have more time, because we don't spend 2 hours to work. We probably, many people can't work that much right now. So most people actually have more time right now. So it's also important that you really train the skills that you need to learn in Sorensen. And I don't know if you've heard about the life wheel, but it's like a wheel where you have certain areas in your life. It can be family, it can be job, it can be exercise, and so on. So you can rate yourself on this wheel, 1 to 10, and if one of these is not very high, of course, it will be a very bumpy wheel every time it spins around and it hits. If all the rest of the areas in your life is 8, and then you have one area which is only 3, which could be exercise or something else, then it will be very, very bumpy every time you hit that part of the wheel. So if you ask people, where do we want to be better? And most people, they want to be better at the things they are already good at. So if they are 9 or 8, and you ask somebody, well, where do we want to put in some more effort? Where do we want to develop? Most people would say that I want to be better at work. Yeah, but if you look at the life wheel, if it was exercise you should put into your life, and that's very low, that's where you will get the most benefit, because then your wheel will not be that bumpy when it rolls. And that's why you should look into your Sorensen business right now. Where do you need to exercise? Is it recruiting? Have you never been good at recruiting? Can you not just make a plan and sign up 15 people the next month or 2? If you can't do that, you have to learn that, because if you want to have crown income or president income or star fleet commander income from Sorensen, you need to learn the skills of recruiting. Is it customers you don't know how to make? You need to learn how to make customers. So study, and I don't know if you have heard of the term "I will finish soon." So I don't know how much time I actually have. How much time will you give me? I'm soon done here. Now we have what we call System 1 and System 2, and if you know, probably all of you on this call can go out on a bike and bicycle down the road, and when you do that, you don't even think about it. So that's System 1. It's something you do and you don't think about it, and that's very important to understand this when you are going back and train some stuff in your Sorensen business. It's okay to train how to recruit. Find all the GoCore apps, GoCore trainings about that. Find something else. Randy Gates have done some recruiting training, and read some books about recruiting. So you study and you do a lot of stuff. But when you think about it and when you want to develop, you're not very good. I mean, the time when you were starting to learn to bicycle, it didn't look very well, and you really had to concentrate and you really have to think how you're doing it, and that's okay in a situation where you train and you upgrade your computer and you learn some stuff. But what you really need to know is that when you do your customer presentation and when you do your partner presentation, you have to go into System 1 where you just do it. I mean, don't think if I have to remember this and I have to remember that. I mean, just go all in and do the presentation as good as you can with all the energy and power and you have in you, because your people, when you recruit, they need to understand that where you are heading. They need to feel your plan. They need to know that I worked with Sorensen for 4 years now, and finally this month I will go crazy and I will go full time. I mean, and the rest of the year I will go crown, and next year I will be black ambassador, and the year after I will be president in Cincino, and I will be one of the first 10 presidents in Cincino, and I will get the 100,000 Cincino shares you get as a reward. I mean, they need to feel the energy. They need to know exactly where you're going, and that's why they want to join your team, because they can see, okay, this person is going for 100,000 customers the next couple of years. If that person get 100,000 customers, 50,000 of those can be under me. So you need to show where you're going and what you want to do with Cincino, because if you don't do that, I mean, who want to join if you have a boat? I mean, on my boat here, if somebody comes here on the harbor and says to me, well, I say, hey, come on, are you joining me on the boat? And he asks me, okay, where are you going? I don't know. When are you leaving? I have no idea. Is it tomorrow? I don't know. Is it this year? I have no idea. I mean, nobody want to jump on a ship where you have no idea where it's heading or where it's going. You want, so you need also to define and refine your exact dreams you have, and then put it down to goals. And we have in Express Start, we also have the SMART goals, so you can make it attractive and you can make it real and so on. So you really work on your stuff, so you know exactly what you want to get out of it. And I mean, you will see the next couple of months that this is an extreme, because a lot of people in the world is hurting right now, and we really need to go out and help a lot of people starting up their new business. And even though if they're going back to their job in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 5 weeks, I mean, they can build up an extra income in that time period, instead of just going crazy at home with the kids and the dog and whatever they have at home. So give this opportunity. I mean, we can't keep it a secret anymore. We really need to go out and work. And as I said many times to the Danish group here, I mean, we should go to jail not telling people about these products. I mean, it should be, we should get the life sentence if we don't go out and tell everybody we love what the balance product can do and what it can do for boosting your immune system. I mean, it should be an obligation that we do that. That's my opinion. So Carla, anything more you want me to talk about? Now I don't know if I spent too much time, but
Well, Peter, when we have a elite president on the call, calling in from Denmark, we're not stopping you ever. So we're grateful that you are on here, and it's fun to hear, you know, that you're working on recruiting at the same time. And I like the fact that you have a specific plan of what to do, and to hear that that's how you've been hitting your goals before. You make a goal, you were posting everything around saying, this is the goal I want to hit. And you had those numbers, and then you made an exact goal for it, an exact plan to hit your goals.
I mean, you're getting brainwashed anyway every day, every year. I mean, so why not brainwash you with the stuff you want? And it's exactly what your mind focus on. That's exactly what you get. So it's really just like a computer. I mean, we all know that if we put in 2 + 2 in our calculator, we get 4, and our brain is exactly the same. So we need to send out the energy we want back, and it's the law of attraction. And the only problem about the secret movie and those movies is that it doesn't tell that you have to do anything. So I mean, if you see the secret movie and just put it in action, then you have a winner.
Yeah, that's a good one. Just to go in for everybody who's at home right now, to take a little bit of time and watch that movie, The Secret. That really is about setting goals. Just what you're saying, Peter. It really is that positive brain law.
Yeah. And another movie that also mostly for also new people that haven't seen it, the movie called Pay It Forward. It actually also tells how honorable, how incredible business we actually have, because we really have. I mean, out of my 100,000 customers, I mean, I have about 3,000 people making money, and 50% of what of the turnover in Encino is paid back to the partners, and it's with the campaigns you have on common. I mean, everybody who finds out what customer campaign you have in the US, they're just thinking, okay, I'm moving to US now. I mean, but you guys have it. You have it in your backyard, and you really need to get it out there and promote it and use it. So, and I mean, in the situation, if I were one of you guys, no matter if you have talked to 300 people already, this is the time to start over. And when I mean start over, just call all of them. Hey, how are you doing? You need an update. So much is going on. When do you have time? Of course, they know you're calling about Encino again, and that's totally okay. So you just say, I need you to get an update. Do you have time now, or should we do it later? So no, I mean, you call with that power. You don't give them a choice because they need an update. They 100% need an update. And I mean, today we had a lady I've been working on for almost a year, and she's a customer, and she has a clinic where she has just fired 7 people. And I called last week and I said, Dorte, you need an update. Yes, I need an update. I just fired 7 people. so I mean, if we don't reach out, if we don't touch base, if we don't, I promise you, the timing is so much better for 80% of the people you reach out to. And the people where the timing is not good, then they say, no, I'm not interested. Oh, that's okay. I love that you're honest. Then I don't waste my time. But by the way, let me just know, how are you doing?
Yeah, but that's a sense of urgency, Peter. And that's something I think is so important to have. When you're super excited about something, you got to tell people, and you have that sense of urgency. And people also, they feel that sense of urgency. And if there's ever a time to have a sense of urgency, it's right now, both regarding our health, and people are looking for something in regards to strengthening their immune system. And if there's a country that really needs to be creating extra income, I don't even have track now of how many millions of people just signed up for unemployment and are looking for something to be doing right now.
Last time I heard it, it was more than 10 million. It's probably 15 million. No, I have no idea, but it's a lot of people. So, but I mean, even though those people who are not unemployed, they also need extra money. So I think everybody is interested, and many people, a lot of you guys, I mean, they're sick and tired of switching from one job to the other one. So Encino is really, and I mean, with the average income you have in US, it's actually not that crazy to go full time with Encino. It's actually it's pretty fast, because the average income, of course, if you're used to make much more, then it's of course more difficult. But I mean, some people make an executive income, and that is, I mean, everybody, if you really want, you can go executive the first month, or at least the first 2 months.
Definitely. So we've got something for everybody. So now's the time. Well, Peter,
it's definitely.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, on your boat right now.
Yeah, we just escaped here, so we had to figure out something to do. so yeah, no, but nice seeing all you guys, and I mean, reach out to me also through Carla if you meet some hot shots. I mean, we all uplines working as if we meet some good people, let's get them in, because we can't lose anybody. We need everybody into the team right now. So please let me know also if I can help. And I mean,
it's okay if we have 5 meetings, follow-up meetings. I mean, let's get them in. And sometimes people need more information, and that's totally okay. But don't lose them. Keep them in the pipeline, and make sure that you book the next meeting another one from the team, and the next meeting another one from the team. And at some point we get them in, because they need this, and not everybody understands it in the first meeting. I'm not very good at signing up in the first meeting. I'm actually very bad at signing people up at the first meeting, but I'm extremely good at booking a follow-up meeting and a follow-up meeting and taking to the next in the process of the pipeline. And by doing that, I always get what I want. And some people I've worked on more than 10 years before I signed them up, and that's totally okay. I people in 30. So if somebody want to wait 10 years, I will just follow up until they say, okay, I'm in. See you guys.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.